Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am Matt Capper and this is another video on Raid Shadow Legends. As you can see above and around me, there is a special treat to celebrate the 5th anniversary of Raid. We were given special access to a test build or a build of around early 2020. So this is this is 4 years old. And you can see in 4 years what they've done and added to the game. And we'll start with the Bastion. And I'm going to let you know now, this is going to be a positive video. I have hundreds of videos talking about what I want Raid to do, what Raid should do, what they do wrong, what Devil Raid, Devil Plarium, and all the paid blah, 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 blah. This is going to be about the positives of Raid. This is what they've accomplished. This is what they've given us. This is why, after 5 years, so many of us are still playing this game. I can't count on one hand, on two hands. I don't have enough fingers to count the number of raid killers I've heard in the last 4 years. But from this moment, this right here that you're looking at, to now has been 4 extra years, 5 years total, and we're still playing the game. And it's good every once in a while just to recognize the positives of this game. And that's what we're going to do today. So let's take a little look here. I'd already been playing in behind in the background and done some stuff. First, I pulled some shards and got a dupe Foley. So just like my normal account where I have a +2 and a +4 Foley. So let's open up another few more sacred shards. I'm just going to give myself some lip love. Oh, there you go. Yeah. Okay. Let's see if we can get gold. There are actually a few champions that I don't have on this account. They didn't give us all the champions, which is interesting. I don't know why. Like I don't have Foley, or I don't have Rhodos and I don't have Siffy. But we'll go through all the we'll look at all the different factions in a minute here because it's shocking. You know, at some point you say, "Oh my God, they're adding another champion," blah blah blah. But you look at how few champions there are. It feels bare. It feels barren. It feels like there should be more champions. So this would be an interesting. Wouldn't it be crazy if I actually got a champion that I didn't have? Hey, there's a gold. There's a gold, and it's. I'm a Lugan away from this just being my old account, right? It was Lugan and Lord Champfort, and then I think Foley somewhere shortly thereafter. So things are happening. It's like it's recorded my history. All right, let's take a look at the champion index and show you some of the differences here. Look at there's only one line of there's more legendaries than epics. There's only one line. Stag Knight has been added at this point, so this was post first battle pass. No, it was not. No, I bet you that Stag Knight was added for this build because he doesn't have a name, which means this was pre-battle pass. I'm fairly certain. Barbarians. Yeah, notice how there's no Whirlum. No, Whirlum Frost King is not in here. I was thinking Yakarl. Where's Whirlum? Is he undead? I don't even remember what is Whirlum. Nice Rev? Yeah, there he is. But does he have a name? No. So this would have been pre-battle pass, or it was post-battle pass, but they had to revoke all battle pass references. Whisper is an actual thing, so that was after the first Prime drop, which included Whisper and Ultimate Gallic. It was actually not a bad, and Vala, I believe. They used to give lots of free champions. So a lot of different, like, let's take a look at Skinwalkers, right? This is probably a Coronor. So this was after the Coronor Manaya, which incidentally, they didn't give me Coronor or Manaya. So they didn't give me a lot of it feels like they didn't give a lot of those last second champions. Like this was something that was built when those had just been released. Because if you see here in the Undead, right, still no voids. They added voids finally. This is the most complete roster, I think. Maybe this or the High Elves had probably the most overall best build teams. Though again, with the Siffy Rhodos edition. Let's see, this had ignores unkillable. Enemies killed by this cannot be revived. Amount of HP from the Vitality Plunder. That is something they changed, I believe. This is on a 2-turn. So this is actually. This feels like the last iteration of Rhodos, if I recall. Siffy used to have a... Yeah, so this is the pre-nerf Siffy. So I seem to recall Siffy is only a 5% boost now, and it used to be a 10%. Let's see who else. Madame Saris would be another one who got nerfed around that time. 4-turn cooldown from a 3-turn cooldown. It used to be this was a 3-turn debuff, I think, maybe. Is that what it was? It was a 4-turn cooldown, but a 3-turn debuff. Then they changed it to a 2-turn debuff, so she wasn't so strong in PvE. So there you go. Some interesting. I did build out some champions, so let's just take a fight in the arena. Then we're actually going to show my raid recap, which I didn't actually do a video on. So that'll be interesting here. All right. We just got to hope we don't get locked out. But I hope we don't get locked out. Let's lock out 3 of our champions so I can't do anything. By the way, to all the content creators, this is the one negative thing I'll say. What the shit are you doing? 3 of you with Hegemon so that we can... Hey, let's just show how this works. And then Deadwood with the Torment. You all should be ashamed of yourselves. Ashamed. There, I'm done. Oh, I can't even move. I can't drag. That's a new. It must have been a newer feature. I only have 4 champions built here, so I'm just gonna put a Krisk. See if this is pre when you could get frozen from Krisk coming into the. Nope. Unfortunately. No! Why does she get 3 turns? Come on. I'm really annoyed. I'm annoyed by you, Deadwood. I thought we were friends, but apparently we're not friends because you are very selfish. You're very selfish to put this as your defense. This is supposed to be a celebration. I just want to use Turvold. There. I just get to use Turvold. See how much I can hit. Boom on 18k. Okay, I'm done. I feel good. Turvold, I don't have Turvold still, so it was nice to... There's a few champions I don't have. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I know he doesn't have artifacts. Okay. So yeah. So wow, like let's talk about dungeons, right? Level 15 cap. They added that to 20. Look at the Minotaur's Labyrinth is only at 50. Oh, it's still only at 15. The stage 20, there's stage 25s, there's hard level dungeons they added. There's the Shogun and the Sand Devil. There's the Iron Twins. You may hate them, love them, whatever. Faction Wars had just been added, but there's no Hydra, which I've grown to love. I started hating, have grown to love, or at least like. Doom Tower, probably my favorite piece of content in the game. It allows you to go up the levels, have the right team for it, and then I like the rotating bosses. I like that sort of thing. I wish they would add more rotating bosses. I wish that's something they would do, is go back to the Doom Tower and actually add more champions, because I think that's probably the best piece of content in their game. Centranos, which I've cooled off on but I still like it. It's still a fun, different idea. I just wish they hadn't. I wish they hadn't conglomerated the bosses. Just be like, oh, there's 2 bosses now. I wish they would have done something a little more unique bosses or something. But that is what it is. Challenges are hidden here, right? Interesting in there. Yeah, just it's so much different. It's so much the sparring pit. Look at the sparring pit. It's like a baby. There's no forge, so the campfire's here. The portal's not glowing, which first off, that just threw me off when I first logged in. So there's all the different things. Think of all the things that have been added, all the champions that have been added, the content that's been added. They've done a lot. There's 3v3. Okay. There's Live Arena. There's Doom Tower. Centranos. There's and Doom Tower with 3 rotations, keep in mind, too. Hydra. Clan bosses now multiple. And there looks like there's another clan boss, something coming eventually. You've got the bonuses from Live Arena instead of just the the tower bonuses here. A lot's been added to the game, and I think that part, the addition of content, when you step back over the 4 years, is actually really good, and it's really fun to play when you just don't worry about it anymore. And I think that's where we all need to be, and that's where I try to go, and that's why I'm going back to my main account to have some fun. But level 60, right? That's the cap back then. So many different things that we tend to forget about, I think is what the point is. We forget how much they've added to the game. And like, hey, there's 2 missing factions. Dwarves have probably just been added. Look how few dwarves there are. And killed it with the dwarves, right? Mountain King was huge. Molly was huge. She was a fusion. Tormund was a fusion. An absolute meta champion for a good year. Trunda was 2 years meta, I would say. Even Gala Longbraid's big deal. I don't know why. Again, I guess he didn't come in. Like, some of these champions, I think, are ones that maybe were just being prepped to release and hadn't been released yet. That's why they're showing up like that. Maybe that's the case with all the champions that they didn't give me, is that those are ones that are coming in the future release. I don't know why we didn't get a few of the champions, but yeah, there's so much cool stuff. Now let's take a look at my raid recap. Mad Capper. Does this have music? Should I?
Greetings, friend. Let's see what the cards have to say about you.
Ooh,
You've seen it all. You're quite the summoner.
that's a little bit. I summoned 215 rare champions, 263 epic champions, and 146 legendary champions. 27 6-star champion souls. I don't feel like that many. My favorites. Okay, hold on. The last 90 days, absolutely, because I run. This is the older spider team. I sped up my spider team so it doesn't look like this anymore. I don't use Kymar. I use 2 Royal Guards, and I don't have to reset. But yeah, Ganoots I use everywhere. This is the spider team, and you'll see when I get to the number of runs, it's a big deal, a big difference. Fellhound, 90 days. There was a big tournament going on for champion training, so that's why Fellhound. I use him just to speed up my runs by 2 seconds, because he goes 5 or 6 seconds, and Ethos is 8 seconds. I don't know. I think it's just because I have him built. I might as well use him. All right, let's see what the dungeons look like. I can't remember any of this. I saw this. So that is so low. I think on the first one it might have been 100,000, and or no, maybe not. Maybe I'm lying. 27 might be about right. Oh, because that was the normal dragon. So okay, hold on. So I had done a total 27,813 by May 6th, 2021. Was that when I had gotten to level 25? Maybe, I don't know what the completed on. So from the beginning of the game until May 6th, 2021, I did this many. And this on March 10th, 2023. Or is that from 2021 to now and 2023 till now? I'm a little bit confused on what the number is. I haven't done a whole lot. That's actually a little bit shocking. But you gotta remember, I went to a free-to-play for almost a year here. So maybe that isn't that crazy. Fire Knight 27887. Again, this completed on I don't understand. Fire Knight Castle. This is something that I need to fix. We need to fix this. June 25th, 2023. Is that, oh, maybe that's the date that I got to level 10 hard. That makes sense. So I had first reached Dragon probably 25, because I'm sure I was doing Dragon 20 in 2019. I had to have been. So this would have been when I first got to Dragon Slayer 25. And the total number of raids feels low. Okay, let's replay. So this one I had completed on March 10th, 2023, which is probably right around where it released. So it's been a year since hard levels, and I've done 3,500 in a year. That feels right. This completed it May 6, 2021. Same time as the other. So that probably was that first drop because I had pretty good champions by then. And then 27,887. This is the number that shocks me, is that I've only done 1,800. But when you consider the fact that I stopped really playing, and this was the hard was the hardest of them, so that it took me March, April, May, June, like 3.5 months to get my 10 team. I think I was running 6 for the longest time, and then I finally re-geared everyone and was able to do that. Ice Cold Peak, May 6th again, 6,800 runs. That checks. I never run it. 12:30, that checks. I complete it rather quickly. 65,954. I bet you if I opened up my original raid, that's probably close to the number I had in the original raid recap. I don't know where I would look for that, but that's kind of crazy. And then 14,000 since, because even though I don't run or hadn't been running my main account for quite some time, after being able to complete this, it's still where you get all the silver. So that definitely checks. I would have ran a ton of spider just to get silver back up, especially when I wasn't playing. I would just run these to run the energy down. And so this is the craziest thing. This is hilarious to me, but it's a neat addition. I wish I had a more a crazier stat, but oh no, this isn't the one. So total accessories 70,000, total artifacts 68, mythical artifacts 383, 851. That's kind of neat. It's only from the last year. I mean, that seems obvious. You're a legend of the arena. I mean, I've done platinum. I've won 3184 in the last year. I haven't done a lot in the last year. 679 live arena. 90% win rate, 91% win rate in arena offense battles. Probably not all that 9% is anytime I went for plat. Live arena battles, 60% win rate. Yeah, it checks for me. You've seen it. You've watched it. I did make it a gold 1. I'm not in gold 1 anymore because I let it fall over the last 6 months. But I did make platinum. In the last year, I have made platinum. Nothing to talk about. I have not done it since. Of the Demon Lord. 952 Demon Lord fights in the last year. Ultra Nightmare 378. So that's like, I've fought more than one a day. If it's from the last year, it would be 365. So I ran a few extra. Whatever. 176,048, 558 is my max. That was my Cardiel team, which I don't use anymore. I top out about 155 now. I didn't make any of those crazy comp teams with Krisk or any of the billion teams, so that's not bad for a standard team. That's okay. And Vanquisher of the Hydra. Let's see what my top damage at this point was. This is wrong because I did have a team and I did do more than 115 million. Total Hydra score, 115 million. I don't know what that means. This number is out to lunch because I do 40 million every week. So 10 of those would be 400 million. Is it because I hadn't been doing Hydra for a while? I still kind of logged in most weeks and did Hydra for the clan. So this number is out to lunch. I don't understand what this is. There's no way there's 100. It should be like 100 billion. Like if I do 40 million in Hydra, because 36 million is the max to get the max chest, right? Plus I did have Corpulent Cadaver and was doing 8 billion damage. So they just delete all that. I guess this is only from, I don't know, none of these numbers are right. None of these numbers make any sense. Maybe times 100? So it's like 115 billion? That might make sense. Like, just think about that. I've gotten 84 master chests. And the master chests only get from Ultra Nightmare, right? which means 84 times I've done at least 36 million. So the numbers don't match.
This is a surprise.
This is the one. So this is this weird, unique stat, and this made me howl because of course it is. I have the Lugan with the highest HP of all of Raid. Within all of Raid within the last 30 days. From champions used within the last 30 days. I don't know if that's something to hang my hat on. I do have a +4 Lugan. Lugan was my first pulled legendary. I did use him in Centranos, which is why he's got all that HP. He was in, might still be, he was in a very crazy Guardian set of mine that has a lot of triple HP on it. I think even maybe even a quad HP. So yeah, I don't think that's anything to hang my hat on because it's on Lugan. Probably I'm the only one using them, but kind of neat. So there you go, 5th anniversary made for me. All right, well, there you go. A little look at 4 years ago, a little look at the last year for this account. I'm sure those numbers will be increasing. Excuse me. I'm sure those numbers will be increasing as I get an opportunity to play my main account more again, and we'll see what happens. But there you go, a look into history. And hey, I'll say it. I said it at the beginning. I'll say it at the end. I have 364 days to talk about all the things they could do better or haven't done well. This is a good opportunity to celebrate a game that I've been playing for 5 years. I made a channel. I'm able to do taxes and get tax rebates and buy stuff to improve this overall channel and expense that stuff, which is nice. It did help me on my taxes. No, it didn't pay for how much I've spent in this game. Don't get me wrong. But at least, you know, there's a lot of benefits. But most importantly, it's just a game that obviously I enjoy. Even when I'm frustrated, I still enjoy it. I still love playing it, which is why I became a content creator, and is why I'm still a content creator again today. I think that the community is still what you hang your hat on. Unfortunately, I think the community has fallen more bad seeds, but there's still so many good of you in this community that it's a pleasure for the last, for me, 4.5 years doing Raid Shadow Legends as a content creator and playing it. And absolutely, I'll be here for the 6th anniversary. So congratulations to Plarium and Raid Shadow Legends for a game that has stood the test of time. We'll make another video very shortly, I'm sure, in a couple days, talking about what I want to see in year 6. But for now, we can celebrate what they've done in the first 5 years. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. Please be kind, be safe. We'll see you in the next video.